the things that have happened to me while I've been in the house is, you know, the doors will shut and you hear footsteps walking and there's no one here. In the winter, a lot of times the doors on the second floor bedrooms will start slamming and no one's in the house.
Since its incorporation, the town of Helena, Arkansas has a rich and colorful history. Through its evolution, it is shared in the highs of society as well as the lows of economic depression. Helena stands as a reminder of what was once great and thriving can be lost to the modern age thinking of quantity over quality. Founded in 1810, the small community began as a thriving Mississippi River port, larger in size and importance as Memphis would become. Helena was the site of one of the bloodiest battles in the Civil War. Being such a strategic location along the Mississippi River, the Union was quick to invade and occupy the township in 1861. However, on July 4, 1863, the Southern rebels were planning an attack that would bring control of the port back to the Confederacy. Unfortunately, miscommunication led to a massive defeat, leaving 1,437 Confederates dead and countless others wounded. This horrific battle has been overshadowed and faded in importance to the more prominent battle fought that same day at Gettysburg. Magnolia Hill Bed and Breakfast, built in 1881, is located on the site of one of the bloodiest confrontations between the North and the South, and many have reported ghostly phenomena inside the grand old home. Could it be the fallen soldiers not ready to accept the defeat that was handed to them all those decades ago? Or could it be the former members of high society that remain, seeing only the glory that it once was, reliving the moments of splendor that they enjoyed there? Our team of investigators are geared up to find out.
Original owners of the house is Charles Lawson Moore and Mary Horner Moore. And these are their photographs that are on the wall. They've been hanging in the house since I bought the house. And they started building this house in 1895, and they lived here until 1939. And if you'll go upstairs with me, I'll show you the rooms in the house.
Typically, we'll meet with the owner when we arrive at the location. That person will take us room to room, give us some information about where activity has occurred. We'll determine what are the hot spots, so to speak, and set up our cameras there. We may have to move the cameras later on in the evening if there's no activity during the time that it's been there.
I would say at least several hundred people have told me about strange activity that's happened to them while they stayed here overnight. Most of the time it's small incidences, and they would say, I'm not really sure if I should even say anything but this happened.
Magnolia Hill offers a unique opportunity to photograph an apparition that is seen there by many guests. She appears in a long dress, she has long flowing hair, and she's consistently seen there over the years. And so we're going there in hopes of capturing her on film.
It's moving. It's over here.
2.5.
Yeah, it's coming this way.
72.0, 72.0, 70.9.
I try to approach all the investigations from a 100% scientific aspect. I don't like to think about the paranormal explanations for things as much as I do looking at it for, is there a verifiable scientific phenomena that could be associated with this?
One room, open the door so we can see a little bit more inside the room.
Person on the far right, is there anyone in there?
Command post structure that we usually utilize on our investigations is done for a number of reasons. The most popular reason would be that it would aggregate all of our equipment into one location. It'd be much easier for the investigator that's assigned to monitor to be able to monitor every piece of equipment from one central location.
I like to know the history of the place and, believe that the walls can talk, so I'm looking for that. What's happened there before? Why would this place be haunted? And why would there be some kind of residue, from another world?
I heard the same sound, but with a harsh knock, like this. And the door was open when I came out.
Most of the guests tell me, they'll come downstairs at breakfast and they will tell me that, you know, I had a strange dream last night. I woke up and there was a lady standing beside my bed. She had long blondish brown hair. She was just looking at me and then she disappeared. They all tell me the same story.
Magnolia Hill investigation was unique from the standpoint we used a lot of cameras, 4 cameras on 3 different floors, and we really wanted to observe everything going on in the house and in some manner or another capture something on video that can't be explained. I consider myself to be somewhat the skeptic of the investigation team. Having a photography and video background as I do, I'm pretty much let me photograph it and then upload it. Our approach to doing an investigation is to do as clean an investigation as we can. We tend to avoid shooting into mirrors or having any sort of things that can introduce artifacts into the image that can discredit what we shoot.
Well, when the group arrived at Magnolia Hill, we meet at the command post, usually for our assignments for the evening. Larry has those, and he usually stations everyone where we need to go.
I was awakened by sounds around 2 o'clock in the morning. We got up, we looked out in the hall, we walked down to the end of the hall. When we got to the 3rd floor entrance, the door was open. The door is almost always shut, and I'm almost positive when I came up the stairs to go to bed, the door was shut. So I shut the door and went back to the blue room. A little bit later, I heard the same noise. I got up from the room, the door was open. Now you can see that the door does not open easily. This time, I shut the door tightly. I grabbed this chair and I put the chair tightly under the doorknob to keep the door shut. About 30 minutes later, I heard the same sound, but with a harsh knock, like this, and the door was open when I came out. I was very shaken, very upset, so I grabbed a huge seating chair that had stuffing, pushed it down the hall, put it in front of the door, shut it tightly, went back to my room and locked myself in the bedroom. When I went through the house the next morning, there was no one in the house. The doors that had been locked were locked, and all the doors going to the outside were locked, and they'd been locked from the inside as they had been the night before.
I'm never scared when I'm on an investigation. One reason why is I feel that we have a really good team of investigators. That's probably why I'm so comfortable. We're real tight-knit. We all know each other real well, and so I never get scared.
This is our EMF detector. It's going to be in this area of the room, and I will be sitting in the chair there asking questions and have a tape recorder running. Hopefully we'll pick up something other than just myself asking questions.
I had a guest overnight. He was talking on the telephone to me. He walked across the room and the armoire just fell on him. And it's never done that before. It's never shaky. It's never done it since. It did it on that one occasion.
One of the most popular tools that we utilize on the vast majority of our investigations is the EMF meter. The EMF meter is the electromagnetic force that surrounds everything at all times. Cell phone emits EMF radiation. Electronic devices emit EMF radiation. EMF radiation that's above the normal level has traditionally been associated with paranormal activity.
Because we don't want to have a false reading when we're doing an investigation. So when we know where there is wiring, we'll set our EMF detector somewhere where there's not, and then if anything out of the ordinary comes along, the meter will go off.
Did you get that in the other room?
spot's right here. Okay, stop. Yeah, yeah.
It's just the cable probably that goes like this.
Right. Went to watch any kind of fluorescent lighting.
And a lot of them will make comments in the journals about, I think somebody was trying to play tricks on me. They will say their clothes were moved during the night. They will tell me that when they come back in their room, some of the things that they put on the desk was thrown in the floor. I actually have not seen an object in the process of moving. I've looked at a picture hanging on the wall and turned around and looked at it again, and it was turned sideways.
There's something up here right now. I can feel it. Right here, there's a cold spot. Oh, cold right here. Yeah, you feel this cold spot? You got your temperature gauge? There's a cold spot right here. Do you feel this? And as soon as I came up here, I felt something right in there, kind of heavy.
Yeah, I feel it right here too.
Yeah, there's a cold spot. There was definitely some cold spots on the 3rd floor. Not only myself felt them, there was other people that, as soon as I would say there's a cold spot here, they would walk over and they would feel it too.
Another one of the tools that we utilize is an infrared thermometer. Basically what the infrared thermometer does is you can aim it to a location that you want to retrieve a remote temperature reading from, and it'll display what the temperature is.
Yeah, it's warmer than
83.5. Yeah, it's 83 degrees right there.
Oh my God, it followed me on this. It was cold right here. Yeah, I felt it. Even through my
72, 74, 76, 78, 75.
Okay,
Yeah, the temperature definitely went up.
All of a sudden, I was chilled. I was chilled to the place where my arms goosebumped. It wasn't a chill that can really be explained as a temperature because it didn't seem to come from anywhere. It just all of a sudden was there. Again, being skeptical, I looked up for vents to see if it's a vent where the heating and cooling system was on, and it wasn't. We were near no windows. There wasn't any source for a temperature drop. And it was significant. I mean, I felt like I needed a jacket. And it was probably lasted maybe 10 seconds, and it was gone. And I was fine. But I can't explain it.
In addition to seeing a lady appear at the foot of their bed, she will also sit on their bed. And they tell me that they feel the weight of the bed go down, and then they will feel the weight of the bed go back up again. And that's happened a lot of times, and it seems to frighten men more so than it does women. I've heard this probably 10 different times, and there is a large size light that will bounce about where the border on the ceiling goes, and it's happened in several rooms, and it will bounce around the room for maybe 10 minutes or more, and then it will go away. And my guests all tell me they get up and search the windows, search the room, trying to find out where it comes from, and they can't find a source.
With the advent of modern digital technology, the phenomena that is orb photography has caused a great debate between the scientific community and the true believers in life after death. What these glowing balls of perfectly symmetrical circles represent is a true enigma to both sides, with neither able to fully explain, disprove, or convert the other's beliefs as to what they are or where they come from. To the scientific community, the images have been written off as specks of dust, water spots, or a malfunction within the equipment used. However, the malfunction argument in regards to digital cameras, both video and still, doesn't hold up to previous findings on 35mm and other types of film. The paranormal take on these glowing balls of light, in most cases unseen by the human eye, is one of faith in the existence of a hereafter. Some believe that the orbs are the disembodied spirits of those who have passed on, no longer relegated to the physical realm and its duties as the animator of the flesh. Being a faith-based argument, both sides can only agree to disagree until more concrete proof can be established or discovered for the scientific world to accept, or the believers themselves passing on into the next realm of existence and creating the controlled environment for the naysayers.
There were some moments up on the very top floor, the third floor, where I felt the most energy. There was definitely something up there during the evening. And the EMF detector was going off up there.
A lot of times when you tell someone that you're a ghost hunter, they will say, well, aren't you afraid? No, I'm not ever scared.
I think there could have been a little bit more communication. We should have set our cameras up in different places rather than keeping them stationary for the evening, which is something that I learned on this investigation. And like I said, you know, on the next investigation, I'll know that.
What's our expectations? We really don't have expectations, we have hopes. We go to a location, we hope to come away with something. We try not to be disappointed if we don't get anything, because there's too many personal encounters people have in general to just not have some explanation.
This evening we did not walk away with the full-bodied apparition that we came for, but overall I think it was productive. We had some very interesting images that showed up on film, on our digital cameras. We had cold spots here and there that we were able to determine with our thermal scanners.
On the positive note, we did learn some new things as far as equipment setup and teardown.
They live in the house just like I do, I think. And I think sometimes when some of my guests are not expecting anything, they think it's amusing to surprise them. Not really scare them much, but just frighten them a little bit or make them think about it. And I think they're just enjoying their time here. I don't think they're up to anything harmful. I think they're spending time here like I'm spending time here and they're enjoying it.
I'm not as skeptic as some people, but I do keep an open mind. There's explanations for things, but then there are the things that there are no explanations for right now. And I guess that's what it is. It's a passion, trying to find something that's unexplainable and have it explained to me.
I go, it's just a ghost. I've got work to do. I've got things to do, and I'm going on with my life.
It's so much fun to do what we do. We don't get paid for it, but you know, some people have different hobbies. Some people collect coins. We just happen to hunt ghosts.